Lebetkin, you Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And I've been watching Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, and it's freaking awesome. I absolutely loved it. I really, really loved it. I think it's somewhat meta in, well, you can tell by the thumbnail what I said on the thumbnail. I do think the zombie hordes on the screen are not entirely disconnected from the zombie hordes off screen, screaming about cancel culture, but amazingly, this movie survived being cancelled, which we're going to be talking about. Well, more we're going to talk about this movie, why I enjoyed it, why I'm recommending it. Is a recommend. It's a strong recommend. Why I'm recommending it, what you may be worried about it. No, there's nothing to be worried. It's fun. It's just a fun, stupid, super enjoyable movie with a bunch of charismatic people who you kind of like, you know. So yeah, this is a strong recommend. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'll be freaking awesome. I would say maybe more awesome than this movie. Okay, hit the like button. That'll be awesome. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button. Help get my subscribers up. You know, YouTube doesn't exactly favor me. In all fairness, they don't exactly favor people who they don't align with, you know, ideologically 100%, and they do not align with me ideologically 100%. But that's fair enough. You know, each to their own. I wouldn't, I wouldn't try and dissuade them to see the world from my point of view. But I would. It would be nice if you gave me like an equal platform. So anyway, if you can hit the subscribe button, that does help. If you are still subscribed, that'd be fantastic. And I'm going to be very clear. I am very grateful. I am genuinely very grateful for the platform YouTube has given me, even though they demonetized me. I'm still grateful. That's just the kind of guy I am. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are great. Go check out my Indiegogo. Check out my Indiegogo. Two freaking awesome comic books. We got Biblical, Bible Stories, Atheist Creatures, Rationalists and Rogues, 220 pages long. It's just good. It's just good. I wrote and drew this one. So, you know, I'm a bit biased, but I did write and draw this. And you know, I wouldn't put anything out that I don't think is awesome. It's just where I am. There's also The Imperium, a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s. It's 105 pages long. I wrote this artwork by the incredible Dominic Rancho, who's also done all the extras. He did all the extras. What extras do we have? We have this wonderful, right now it's a pin-up. Everyone's going to get this. But we hit $8,000. It gets supersized. Everybody gets this as a poster, an A2 poster that's 18 by 22. This is a nice size poster. You get a bunch of postcards with it for the Mel Gay series. We got Keep the British End Up, James Bond one. Party Like It's 1999. Don't Even Think It, Citizen. No Hanky Panky in the TARDIS. I'm Sensing Strong Emotions, Captain. And you know, a big, I would say, one of everybody's favorite. One of the great favorites amongst them. The Force is female. There's also this poster, A Bohemian Time and Space. I'm going to give this away as well. Hit $8,000. You're going to just get it as well. You can get all the extras on their own, but you can get the books. The books are good. There's this great poster. The Eyes Have It. Great Balls of Fire. And this one, which I got to do a bit of work on. I worked out what I want to do to make it work. I think basically his hair is a bit too much like a helmet. It needs to come back a bit, but I think I can work on this thing. I think I can, you know, fix this one. We've got this one, Forever Young. We're going to continue all these extras into my next campaign, which is ready to go, right? I'm just waiting to finish this one off so I can launch the next one. So there we go. I do recommend it highly. What else do I recommend highly? Obviously, Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead, freaking awesome, this movie here. So, what is Army of the Dead? It is a clever, unpretentious zombie heist movie that's fun, exciting, with a bunch of charismatic characters. So honestly, what this is one of the tropes that I really love. It's like the band getting back together, coming out of retirement. So this is essentially a sequel to a bunch of movies and TV shows we never saw. Starts off. There's this great scene where a very suspicious container is being transported by the military with a huge military escort. Right, they're being transferred, I think, from Area 51. So there's something dodgy going on there. The people in the transport, they go, well, what do you think it could be? Is it aliens? Is it this? Is it that? At the same time, we have a newlywed couple that's coming out of Vegas. They're consummating their marriage. They're consummating their marriage while driving along, somewhat orally. I don't think I can go into any more detail on that. However, the driver of the car does lose his concentration, swerves into the convoy, causing a massive accident, and the big container that was in there that they were transporting gets thrown off and opened. What is in that container? Well, we all know what's in the container. It's a zombie, right? It's a massive zombie, and then we just get tons of great zombie action, and you get it throughout the bloody movie, just tons of great zombie action. And what I like about this one, it really understands what zombie action is and what zombies are, and looks at zombies from many different angles. And I think it was all at the same time having a great sense of humor and just being a ton of fun. Who wrote this? Did Zack Snyder write this as well? I wonder if he wrote this. It's his best script. It's his wittiest script. His most enjoyable script. So, in the title sequence, we see the zombie apocalypse. The zombies make it to Vegas, and again, the idea of zombies in Vegas is great. There's something just wonderful about a zombie Elvis impersonator, which we see a lot of. There's something wonderful about the tackiness of Vegas with zombies. It just fuses together. Yeah, seamlessly, absolutely seamlessly, absolutely perfectly. So that's when we're first introduced to our characters. David Bautista. I mean, let's look at his character poster. David Bautista, freaking awesome, absolutely awesome. Now, David Bautista is a massive political douchebag on Twitter, right? Massive political douchebag. And you can always tell when people are massive political douchebags when they go after Ted Cruz. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never met Ted Cruz. I don't know Ted Cruz, but if you're a massive Hollywood douchebag, you will go after Ted Cruz. So Ted Cruz recently was a bit aghast at this army recruitment ad, which was this weird kind of Disney-esque cartoon about this stunning and brave young girl who was raised by two mothers who always fought for equality, and then joined the army and became the bestest ever, right? And so Ted Cruz was like, what are you trying to make the army into a bunch of pansies? Now, there's a great video that's floating around where they compared this to a Russian army recruitment video, which is like just the Russian guy is a muscly guy. He's wearing hoodies, parachuting into action, into like snow and puts like it's all like masculine stuff, much like this. So anyway, Dave Bautista then reamed Ted Cruz on Twitter for not supporting the military by saying, no, that's not what I said. But anyway, that's my point. And he's always doing stuff like that. He's always doing really obnoxious, crazy stuff. I don't care. I really don't. Much like this movie, I don't care. He's great in this. He's perfect in it. And I think he's really chiseled out a niche for himself as a emotionally layered, complex, heavy guy. Like, muscle-bound type guy, and I think he does that over and over again. Blade Runner, was it 2049? Is that there? It's I liked it when I first saw it. I liked it at the time. I think it falls apart a bit in the second. In from the second hour to I don't know, the fifth, it goes on forever. Should have been a miniseries, but David Bautista's role in that perfect in that. Again, he's a muscle action guy with like emotional layers. So you get that with him. So in the pre-title sequence, you see him having to deal with the zombie apocalypse. His wife becomes a zombie. He has to put her down, and you see him, his daughter survive the apocalypse. And just make it out as they build, and as they realize they can't contain the apocalypse, so they can't kill them, so they build a giant wall around Vegas with those shipping craters. I don't really see it practically. It would have worked. The zombies tend to move around quickly. Where's his daughter? And his daughter. Do we have the name of the actress on these posters? Anyway, so that's the daughter. Him and his daughter are very estranged by that. He makes it out of the apocalypse, and now it's years later. He's flipping burgers. He doesn't have any money, and he's estranged from his daughter, as are a lot of people. So he's visited by I can't remember the name of the actor. I love him whenever I see him. He's great in everything. He was in Westworld, and he's great in that. He was in Lost, I believe, as well. You'll recognize him if you see him. He plays this billionaire businessman, and he says, "Listen, I've now Vegas is walled off. They have a president who they're very clearly riffing off Trump, right? They're really riffing off the grossness of Trump, which and being somebody kind of like Trump, it made me giggle, right? It made me giggle. On the 4th of July, they had decided to nuke Vegas to get rid of these zombies, and then the news says, it's going to be super patriotic if you think about it, and it'll be like like the quotes are just, I could hear Trump say that, and they're just fun, okay? Which is what this entire movie is fun. So this guy he goes to Dave Bautista and says, how would you like to make like $50 million? They said there's $200 million in a casino in the vault in Vegas, surrounded by a zombie horde. You've seen the trailer, you know what it's about. Surrounded by a zombie horde. He's already received the insurance money for it, but he's just sitting there. If he goes and gets the $200 million, he can go and keep $50 million. It doesn't matter, like a ton of it. Like he keeps like a lot of money of it, and he's very financially motivated. So the next thing happens is he puts together a team, which is what all the great heist movies have great teams. So the team consists of a bunch of people. Firstly, this guy, he's great. He's one of my favorite characters. He's a YouTuber, social media influencer who hangs around Vegas and shoots a bunch of zombies to make videos out. Videos which I would subscribe to his channel, right? So it's him. So he's there. I don't even remember this character. I think you do get lost in a lot of them coming through. Who else? You get this character who fought the zombie hordes with Dave Bautista. He has a chainsaw. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. He forms a bit of a double act with this guy, Dieter. So they need this master safecracker to be able to get into this safe. Which has all the money in. He's never seen a zombie before, so these two form a really cool, really cool double act. And then just I'm going through the rest of the people in there. We have this one, which is another friend of Dave Bautista. There's this weird romantic connection to him through the zombie apocalypse. This guy who is one of the guards outside of the Vegas. So there's a bunch of people who made it out of Vegas who they're not sure are infected or not, so they got this questionable status, and they're pretty much abused by the guards. This is one of the guards that does the abusing, and he's pretty good as an abusive guard, right? You can imagine a guy being a dirtbag, much like that. David Bautista's daughter, meanwhile, works there as a volunteer to help these refugees. And the story starts off where this mother wants to sneak into Vegas before it gets blown up to also get some money out of the casinos so they can get themselves out of poverty. But she gets lost in there. So her daughter goes in, much to I mean, she's going to go in from the first freaking moment of the movie, much to Dave Bautista's chagrin. He is not happy about that. So but what ensues then is just a great zombie movie. But what I really loved about this, you have two types of zombies. You have like the shambling, zombies, and then you got like the smart zombies. So it kind of feels a bit like a much better version of what's that movie? I Am Legend. They've remade it a bunch of times with Vincent Price. Once with Vincent Price, once with Charlton Heston, once with Will Smith. But the basic idea of the book is these zombies that seem like shambling and without any intelligence or society actually are. So this guy turns up. He's the king of the zombies. He wears a cape. He clearly and there are two types of zombies. You have like the scary smart zombies. There's actually kind of a sexy showgirl zombie that's in it for quite a lot. which I like. So again, it's riffing off a lot of the great zombie tropes. And finally, you have the ace pilot to fly them out, played by Tig Notaro, who I thought would just be exactly like she is in Discovery, with a very flat delivery. No, she actually plays a character in this, and she's pretty good, and I like her character, and I like her casting, which is a bit interesting, because she was cast to replace somebody who was cancelled, who was totally cancelled, which we're going to read an article about in a second, which cost them an absolute fortune. So again, essentially, I don't know what to tell you. It's a zombie heist movie. What more do you need to know? With a bunch of charismatic characters that you care about them. Are they going to get out with the money? Are they going to double cross each other? Oh, there's another character in it that I don't have a poster for. Actually, there's another couple of characters. This one who is the person who smuggles people into the camp, into Vegas. And she actually, you think that she's going to be a throwaway character. She actually has an interesting and layered arc, which I find most of the characters doing this. And again, it's just set in juxtaposed with all this incredible, wonderful, really fun zombie violence, and there's so much of it. There is so much of it, and it never gets old. That's the incredible thing, it never gets old. So a bunch of people complained it's 2.5 hours long. Seemed like the right length to me. It didn't seem to drag at all. I again, enjoyed it absolutely thoroughly. Strong recommend, absolutely strong recommend. I don't want to spoil it, any more than that. I just give you the rundown. But something that I think we do need to talk about is how this movie is somewhat meta, because it survived cancel culture. Let's go look at this article from Deadline. Doink. Zack and Deborah Snyder talk millions required to reshoot Chris D'Ella's Army of the Dead part in the wake of scandal. So a scandal, essentially, a bunch of women have accused him of harassment. I don't know anything about this case at all. If it's like all the rest, I don't think there's anything criminal there. But we've decided the punishment for that as a society is that person must be erased, right? Cancelled. Must be erased from a reality. That's the appropriate response to being accused of sexual harassment. I just don't think that's right. Honestly, I just don't think that's the way that we want to live as a society. Even if he is a sexual harasser, I don't think people should be harassing people. But I think we have laws in place that if somebody does something criminal, they should be there for consequence from it, right? I don't think having a system with no checks and balances, no jurisprudence is good for anyone. But that doesn't matter what I think, because that's the world we live in. Let's look at what they had to do to get this movie out, because this guy, Chris D'Ella, was accused of a bunch of stuff. So, Netflix spent at least a few $1 million to reshoot Chris D'Ella's Army of the Dead role in the wake of accusations made against him, according to filmmakers Zack and Deborah Snyder. So, yeah, listen, I really watched this as to work out how much they had to do. The good thing is this character is separated from the action all the time, because they're by the helicopter trying to fix it. And there are times they're not. I could see what they had to do. They literally had to digitally erase somebody, film new footage, green screen footage, and then drop her in, right? That's exactly, it must have cost a fortune. And it's seamless. You can't tell other than knowing about it. But yeah, let's read about it. They spent millions on it. Yeah, this is the result of cancel culture, that we have to spend, millions of dollars. I would say wasted, pretty much wasted. Could you imagine? They take those $1 million and they give it to charity? They help feed. Wouldn't that be a better world that we live in? No. We got to get rid of this guy, Chris D'Ella, because apparently he was creepy. I just don't think this is a world we want to live in. In a Vanity Fair interview published Friday, the Snyder spoke about the decision to have actor-comedian Tig Notaro take over D'Ella's helicopter pilot part. They also broke down the challenging prospect of inserting her into the film that had long ago been shot without any other cast members present. That's impressive, because she really does interact with other cast members. to me, seems seamlessly, right? Director Zack Snyder said the decision to recast the Ella was a fairly easy one. It shouldn't have been, right? It shouldn't have been. I understand. I mean, this really started with, what's it called again? I can't remember his name now because he's been cancelled so much. Great actor. Last movie he was in was Baby Driver. Maybe I'll remember before I finish the video. But yeah, listen, he was accused of literally raping other people. But like, shouldn't there be some kind of legal consequence for that if that happened, right? I don't know what to tell you. It just seems weird. But anyway, he was in a movie, All the Money in the World, and they removed him completely and reshot him just the same way here with, who was it, Christopher Plummer, I think. Weird. It's just a weird world we live in. Fairly easy one. It shouldn't have been an easy one. It should have been like, the decision to be like, no. Though his wife producer Deborah Snyder acknowledged that it was an expensive one. The million spent by Netflix towards the digital erasure to Ella, and again, digital erasure, not just from the movie, but from reality. And again, is this a just response to being creepy? Is this like a fair punishment for being, like, I don't know what he did, but is like, if there's no law that he broke, it seems to be having your livelihood destroyed. Be a terrible one. It'd be a terribly unfair process. Very expensive one. The millions spent by Netflix towards the digital erasure of Ella from the footage, as well as reshoots with Notaro last September, and visual effects work that would seamlessly integrate them, opposite co-stars. And it does seamlessly integrate her, that's for sure. Admittedly, Army of the Dead's director was nervous about the process by which he'd bring Notaro into the film, saying it could have been a disaster. Thankfully, as technically complicated as this was to pull off, the crew that surrounded him proved more than capable of doing so. Well, again, listen, Justice League looked pretty good. It just so happened the group makes giant visual effects movies. So visual effects, you know what I mean? I guess he said it worked out. It worked out that we were like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess you do know, but because you know, I do think does it make it a good thing? I don't know. I really don't know. I will say that I will say Netflix did the right thing in paying for the reshoots. I really don't think it was the right thing. I think this is really the wrong thing, right? And again, that's even if every accusation against them, which I have no idea what they are, is true. I still think this is the wrong thing. They put the money where they They're centered around a group of soldiers who plan a Las Vegas casino heist amid a zombie apocalypse. Army of Dead also stars Dave Bautista, fantastic. Ella Parnell, Omari Hardwick, Anna Della Riga, Theo Rossi, Garrett Dillahunt, and I think the guy who's playing Dieter, the safecracker, they're doing a prequel with him now. Horiyuki Sanda, that must be the Japanese guy. An example of how great the humor is when he's explaining it. But there's tons of kinetic energy throughout this whole movie. He explains the plan. He goes, easy peasy, Japanesey. And then Dieter goes, the German guy goes, we don't say that anymore. That's racist. He said, but I thought as I'm Japanese, it is okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You know, that thing. And I think that might be why the crazes were thrilled about it. It was in August last year that Toro officially joined the cast as pirate Marion Peters after a sexual misconduct scandal with Della began to unfold. In June 2020, he was accused of sexually harassing multiple women, some of whom were underage. Whoa! Then in March, he was hit with a civil suit which accused him of child sexual exploitation and violation. Oh boy. Okay, well that does sound bad. But again, I have to tell you, I don't care about Dave Bautista either. I don't really care what any of these people. These people are creepy and weird and disgusting. Okay, but and again, are we saying someone's guilty until proven innocent? It just seems to be that's not a world that anybody's going to benefit from living in. After the first wave of accusation against her broke, he was dropped by his representatives at CAA and 3 Arts while the comic posted a video to the YouTube page in February in which he admitted he does have a problem. He has long maintained he has done nothing illegal. I don't know the details, right? I don't know the details, but like, listen, I'm a big sci-fi fan, right? I'm a big sci-fi fan. First episode of a great show called Blake Seven from the 70s. You have this dissident leader, and the way they smear him, they basically say he's accused of exactly the same thing. But at least that time they fabricated some evidence and they convicted him in a kangaroo in some kind of legal court rather than no court at all, just a kangaroo court. So I just don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for the world. What do I think is good for the world? I think this movie is good for the world. Right, I think this movie is a freaking awesome movie. It's a strong recommend. Tig Notara's great in it. I have to tell you, she's really, really good. Which surprised me no end. They're all good in it, and it's all worth watching. There is a lengthy post-credit sequence, which is worth watching. And it just ends wonderfully. Starts with lots of humor, lots of fun, lots of violence, lots of blood. A strong recommend from me. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.